They say there's a well in the middle of the forest that doesn't hold water. It holds memories of the moon. No one dares go near it, except the ones who've lost something they can't forget. One of them was Lunara, a girl who never belonged anywhere. She was born with silver eyes that glowed when the moon rose. And because of that, the villagers called her moon-touched. They said she was cursed. But she never believed them. Because on quiet nights when everyone slept, she could hear the moon whispering her name. Have you ever felt that? Like something far above the world still knows your name? One night, the whispers grew louder. They said, "Come to the forest. The Moonwell waits." So Lunara followed the light. Barefoot, heart trembling, guided by silver fireflies that moved like tiny stars. At the center of the wood stood the Moonwell, glowing with ripples of pure light. When she looked into it, she didn't see her reflection. She saw a young prince trapped beneath the surface, eyes closed, surrounded by chains of glass. The moon whispered again, "Free him, and you free yourself." Would you trust a voice you can't see, especially one that speaks from the sky? Lunara reached out. The moment her fingers touched the glowing surface, her body filled with moonlight. Every wound she'd ever hidden began to shine. The water rose, spiraling into the air, forming a staircase of light that led down, yes, down, into the reflection itself. She took a breath and stepped through. Beneath the Moonwell was a world of floating mirrors and drifting clouds. The prince hung in the air, chained to shards of his own reflection. When he opened his eyes, they glowed like galaxies. "I've waited for you," he said. "You're the only one who can break it." "Break what?" she asked. "My curse," he said, "and yours." Isn't it strange how sometimes saving someone else is the only way to save ourselves? Lunara lifted her hand, but the moment she touched his chains, the mirrors cracked, showing her memories she'd tried to forget. The day her mother left. The night the villagers called her a monster. The moment she decided to stop believing she was special. The prince whispered, "You must forgive it all, or the light will break you." Could you forgive a world that never understood you? Or would you let the hurt turn your heart to stone? Tears streamed down her face, glowing like stardust. One by one, the chains melted into light. But then the ground began to shake. From the cracks of the mirrors rose the Veil Keeper, a creature made of shadows and silver eyes, the guardian of forgotten pain. "You can't free what was meant to be forgotten," it hissed. The prince tried to shield her, but the creature struck. Lunara screamed, and the moonlight inside her erupted. She didn't know how, but her voice turned into song. Each note became a ribbon of silver fire that wrapped around the darkness. And as she sang, the mirrors stopped breaking. They began to glow, not with sorrow, but with every memory that once hurt, now shining brighter. The Veil Keeper vanished in a storm of light. The prince fell to his knees, free at last. When he looked at her, he whispered, "You weren't cursed, Lunara. You were chosen to remember." What if our pain isn't a curse, but the proof that we were meant to feel deeply? As dawn rose above the forest, the Moonwell shimmered like 1,000 diamonds. The prince turned into pure light, flowing into the well and rising to the sky. And where the moon should have been, there was Lunara's reflection, smiling down from above. The villagers woke to find moonlight filling their homes for the first time in years. No shadows, no fear, only calm. From that day on, they no longer called her moon-touched. They called her the Keeper of Whispers. And sometimes, on the quietest nights, the children say the moon still hums her song. A lullaby for those who've ever felt forgotten. Do you believe the moon can hear us when we're sad? Or maybe it's not listening. Maybe it's answering. They say if you find the Moonwell and whisper your secret into it, the light will ripple once. If the moon accepts your truth, and if it does, you'll feel warmth in your chest that never fades. Some say it's Lunara's gift, others say it's just hope. But maybe those two are the same thing. And maybe that's what this story is really about. Not magic, but remembering that your light was never lost, just waiting to be seen. So, what do you think? If you found the Moonwell tonight, what would you whisper into it? If this story touched your heart, let it travel further. Share it, subscribe, and keep your own light alive, because even the smallest whisper can wake the moon.